Hello and welcome back to the second webinar today. We will have Mike Richman, no-code evangelist at Creatio, and Daniel Feola, Senior Vice President, Business Development at Qnovate, who will talk about transforming your organizations with no-code. This webinar is live, so please submit your questions and comments, and our speakers will get back to you in the end of the presentation. Also, we will have a survey in the end of the session. So now it's over to you, Mike and Dan. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna. I'm going to go ahead and share my desktop now, and I believe you can see it. So thank you for the introduction. As we're talking about digital processes and workflow automation, today we're going to talk about in this session for the next 30 minutes, how to do this as easily and as quickly as possible. Okay, so I think that got some folks' attention. We're going to talk about no code and how this makes all that possible. So on the agenda today, I realized that there's some people here that may be new to no code. So we're going to talk, what is a no code platform? What are the benefits of this platform? Why is it becoming so popular today? And why is no code so relevant in today's state of business? We're going to talk about it. And I'll describe how another organization is using no code to automate their business processes. And of course, there's so much to learn. We only have 30 minutes today, but I'll make sure everyone's familiar with where they can go to read more about no code. We conduct workshops to be hands-on and experience no code, but we will have time today at the end of this session to answer any questions you have about no code. So first off, about Creatio, it's good for you guys to know that for the past 18 years, Creatio has been deploying no-code platforms all around the world. We empower business users with the freedom to own their own automations. A no-code platforms allows business users to automate their own business processes and develop their own applications without any technical background. So that gets exciting. We'll talk how that's possible. And as we've been doing this all around the world, in 14 different countries, Creatio has resources. And then with the extension of our partner network, Creatio partners with global system integrators to deploy no code in 100 different countries around the world. One of our great partners, Qnovate, is on the call right here. Dan, tell us a little bit about your services at Qnovate.
Yeah, so thanks, Mike. Really appreciate that, and really excited to be a part of this presentation today and partnering with the Creatio team. So as Mike said, I'm with Qnovate. We are a digital solutions company focused on digital and business transformation. We've traditionally delivered those business transformations and digital transformations, leveraging technology and software solutions, more of your traditional software and technology, what I'll call legacy software and technology. Over the years, we've worked with a plethora of different industries and customers around lines of businesses and industry across the globe. And about a year or so ago, customers were coming to us saying, we want to do more with less. It's probably a common theme that the folks on this presentation have heard within your own organizations. And so our journey around no code led us to Creatio. And so in the last year, we've devoted an entire practice area here around business transformation, business process management around the Creatio no code platform. We're really excited about what Creatio brings to our customers. And one of the things that we've heard resoundingly and resoundingly positive from our customers around no code and around Creatio has been the ability for them to leverage and maximize their investment in their existing technology by layering no code technology and solutions over top of their existing investments in technology to drive further process improvements and enhancements. And so really excited about the opportunity here with Creatio. Mike is going to be fantastic about getting you excited about no code. Please stick around for the end of the presentation because we have a fantastic opportunity for the folks here to learn more about no code and what no code can do for your individual organization. So please stay tuned for that. And I know that Mike's enthusiasm is infectious around no code. So I'm looking forward to the presentation myself. So back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, and this is exciting. And again, I realize there's lots of people that are new to no code. So we're going to dive into it now. And I also shared how no code is very popular right now. It's getting a lot of attention. And for the current state of business, there's reasons why no code is becoming so popular. It's because no-code platforms address a very specific challenge that we're all experiencing right now. And that is due to recent events, pandemic and all, that every single industry has been forced to accelerate their digital transformation. Every single industry has to take all their workflows and processes online. Whether we're at work or we're at home, everybody is just used to transacting online. Everybody's doing it. We acknowledge that every single industry now has become a technology industry. We're all in the same boat. So we acknowledge there's no turning back. As we're used to transacting through our phones online, we're never going to go back to the dark ages. It's just going to continue to advance. So as we're all in the midst of this exact same digital transformation acceleration, is every company ready for this? Meaning, do we all have the available resources to automate processes and digitize and accelerate? And there's lots of resources required to achieve this operational excellence. So since every industry is a technology industry, the demand for automation, it's higher now than it has ever been before. And we know that there's only a certain amount of people, there's only a certain amount of folks out there with the technical know-how to build applications and automate business processes. There's about 25 million of them out there. But the demand is limited because there are over 500 million applications being built, deployed, adopted. There's workflows being configured and automated, over 500 million of them. So this is what creates all the backlogs and the prioritizations and all the iterations and sprints. And there's a lot going on with the resource capacity. But a no-code platform, you guys, here's the punchline. A no-code platform empowers the 1.7 billion knowledge workers. This is us. These are the folks that, hey, I know a lot about my business process. I know a lot about what I have to do to get from point A to point B, but I don't have much technical skills. I don't know how to build applications. I'm pretty good at dragging and dropping. So that's what this no-code platform is all about. It empowers business users to build applications, automate processes, administer the applications that run their day-to-day without relying on these technical resources. Now, keep in mind, IT loves no code as well because they still get all the security, all the governance, all the oversight, but they can empower the business users to manage their own applications. So here, when we talk about freedom on a no-code platform, and I see questions coming in, we'll get to them at the end of the presentation here. Bottom line is no skills are necessary when it comes to coding, technical experience. Dan's team here will show you guys how to drag and drop your way to building applications. It's what you see is what you get in a very controlled environment. On a no-code platform, customization is not a bad word. Customization is the secret sauce. No-code platforms allow you to manage and interpret your data however you want. So Uber customization is a competitive advantage on a no-code platform. So you are building applications on this platform simply by dragging and dropping. And the pricing model of a no-code platform. This pricing model allows you guys to build unlimited amount of applications, unlimited amount of workflow automations without affecting the cost. So that makes it extremely economical. And most folks don't start from scratch when it comes to building applications. There's a marketplace, an app store, very similar to like on our phones here, right? The more apps we have on our phones, the more powerful my phone is and the more it helps me get through life. So in the marketplace, there's tons of apps that are already built by our partners and by other customers. So most folks can download these apps right into their platform and then just use the no code to make changes. So it's irrelevant to your specific processes. So the freedom for your business users to not rely on IT, to move at the speed of business, to manage their own applications, it's a breath of fresh air for many organizations. So this slide illustrates that no-code platforms, they just make a whole lot of sense, because if it's not for no-code platforms, I mean, there's a couple other alternatives. We speak with organizations all day that are in the middle between the debate of build it versus buy it, right? There's advantages to both. So custom development has some advantages. It will meet your specific business requirements because you're building it yourself. Homegrown applications, they get you where you want to go. Eventually, they take a long time and they're very, very expensive. We can all relate to that homegrown application getting built over months or years. Ultimately, we have the option to buy something off the shelf. It's a lot less expensive, faster, but doesn't meet all the specific requirements that we need to deliver ourselves the competitive advantage that we're looking for within custom development. So we're either building it or buying it. Enter no-code platforms. It fills a sweet spot here. It allows you to get all the requirements you rely on within custom development to get exactly what you want. And at the same time, it lowers the cost by being a no-code platform. It's less expensive and faster. So this illustrates that it fills a sweet spot when it comes to delivering solutions with technology. So the word is out. I mean, there's so much you can learn more about no code. There are Gartner quadrants you can read. There are Forrester waves you can learn more about. And there's lots of press out there. You guys, a lot of the attention around no code revolves around speed and simplicity, right? You got an idea, get it going and bring it to reality. It's very simple. The faster you can bring your services and your products to market, the faster you're generating revenue and delivering that competitive advantage. I speak with lots of organizations where they have different teams managing the same type of work, but in different ways for different reasons. And that creates forecast challenges, unpredictability. So having a no-code platforms allows you to get all your resources working the same way at the same time for the right reasons. So alignment is quickly achieved on a no-code platform. And the one constant that we all know associated with business is change. Change happens. And when change happens in your organization, does your technology foster that change? Can you move nimbly and quickly to embrace that change? These are the advantages that's getting everybody excited about no-code platforms. So this illustrates an example. What can I do on a no-code platform? This is an example. So we show an example here when it comes to the manufacturing industry. And indeed, if it was the healthcare industry or academics or any industry, this is just an example, but it's a good one because it shows how whether you're managing your marketing or your sales or your orders or your production, you see the examples here. Most often organizations rely on multiple applications to get the work done. And most often these workflows go through multiple business units. So there are tremendous efficiencies to getting everybody into the same platform. Dan mentioned earlier that a lot of organizations are trying to do more with less. A lot of organizations realize that the lower amount of vendors they have to deal with to manage their tech stack, it's easier. So also cross-departmentally, when you have folks in the same application, that increases collaboration and visibility to achieve operational excellence more easily. So this just represents an example that all these different processes can be managed in one single platform, no code, administered by the business. So as their needs change and evolve on their solution, it's just a drag and a drop away to that new change. So this is just a great example. Now, we can dive a little deeper into the benefits of no code, and I'll expand a little bit. We'll mention about 4 more points here. So I described how on a no code platform, customization is encouraged. You can manage your data however you want. You can collect data, interpret your data. So this allows you to deliver an exceptional customer experience. Wherever your customers are, wherever you're dealing with them in any form of communication, you will have all the right information at the right time. And within no-code platforms, there are also artificial intelligence recommendations, next best offers. So your resources can increase revenue by making the right recommendations at the right times for the right reasons. We talked about how business processes go through multiple stakeholders and different business units. And if you can all nimbly automate the workflow across multiple business units, how it's easier to achieve this operational excellence opposed to multiple applications having to get integrated and hopefully working together. There's a lot of seamless advantages on one single platform. And we talked about how consolidating apps, it's great for your finance team to save a lot of money. It's great for your IT team to save a lot of maintenance and administration. It's also great for your employees to have less applications to work with. I deal with lots of organizations that have multiple apps in order to deliver value. A good example, in a lot of call centers, support centers, every time your customers call in, do your reps have to look into one system to see their order history, maybe another system to see how their credit worthiness is, maybe another system to see if they have any support tickets, maybe another system to check how the book of their products. So to have one single pane of glass, to have all the information in a single platform, it makes your employees a lot happier and it makes them a lot better at doing their job. And we talked about how the constant in business, the only thing that seems to remain the same is that everything is always changing. So when those change happens, anytime you need to be nimble and innovative, do you have to put in a support ticket? Does it go to IT? Does it go to the backlog? Every 2 weeks, do they give you an iteration of what almost comes close to what you need? To make the changes yourself quickly and nimbly delivers a competitive advantage when it comes to innovation. So those are 4 great topics. And so, of course, there's so many examples out there. You could read about how you can leverage no code. Just one example, and this is a fun one because this is an organization that specializes in automation. Blueprint, they actually manufacture specialty machines, equipment that packages oddly shaped materials. So this is an amazing organization. They do manufacturing all around the world. And so even though these guys are and gals, this team is brilliant at automation, their sales team still had some challenges. So they were getting a lot of leads. And when they do, they would come to an Excel spreadsheet, then they would get emailed to the reps. And then these leads, after they were emailed to the appropriate resource, it created somewhat of a vacuum. A lot of the leads, they were just hard to follow up on, collaborate around, have visibility into. So it was a little bit of the Wild West, managing a lot of manual processes. Where are we at on this? How are we doing on that? Can you give me an update here? What's next there? A lot of people can relate to that challenge. So now in a current state, the same organization, they've streamlined their lead generation process. It's all automated now. They were able to segment their customers and accounts into different buckets and audiences. And so now when leads come in, the system, the no-code platform knows where these leads are coming from, and they're routed to the appropriate resources based on the type of products people are interested in, the type of services they want to learn more about, the different campaigns these were generated from. So the segmentation distribution is happening automatically and with service level agreements. So if leads are not followed up with on certain timelines, there could be automated escalations to make sure that nothing slips through the cracks and everybody is responded to in a timely manner. And once the leads become opportunities, now they've essentially cloned their top producers. They're able to, in a sales process, automate from beginning to end what each rep should do at each stage in the process. So if this happens, do that. If that happens, do this. The no-code platform is making recommendations based on the success of other reps, what each sales professional should be delivering and sharing and learning at each stage of the process. This makes their forecasting very predictable, reliable, and consistent. And the fact that they have all their sales professionals and their marketing professionals in the same solution, that increased collaboration, efficiency, and it really streamlined the lead to cash process. They got so much time back. They were chasing so much situations manually. It took away from their day-to-day, where now they can focus on delivering excellence to their customers. And they didn't have to rely on technical resources. All these automations were administered and developed by business users. It's a great success story there. So we're in the home stretch here, guys. I know we had 30 minutes and we put a little scratch in the surface. No code is exciting to talk about. It's exciting and fun to deliver. So we look to having further conversations. There is a book. You can learn about all the best practices when it comes to the principles of no-code development. It's a great read. It'll show you how to deliver quickly and easily and take advantage of this popular technology and no-code platform. And I know I've made some bold statements here, guys. It's easy for me to tell you how quick and easy this is, but we want to prove it. We want to prove it to you guys. You can take a picture here. Also in the lobby, you can learn more from our no-code playbook. And when I say we want to prove it, we conduct workshops where you can share with us the business challenges that you have, the ideas of automation you'd like to explore. And then, Dan, can you take a brief moment and share a little bit more about this experience?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. So now that the wheels are turning after Mike's presentation, and people are starting, and attendees are starting to think about what no code can do for you, and you're saying, well, how do we take this further? What do we do now going forward, and how can we learn more? So what we've decided to do in collaboration with Creatio is to provide attendees of this event here today with a no-cost, low-code, no-code workshop. We'll come in. It's an informational, educational session. We'll talk about available ways that we can drive innovation, modernize that legacy technology. We're not talking about ripping and replacing technology. We're talking about layering no code on top of your existing investments to fill gaps and drive incremental process improvements. We'll talk about enhancing user experience and optimizing your existing processes. And then coming out of that workshop, we'll identify a single use case that will come back out and proof out to you, and for absolutely no cost, show you the value of what no code can do for your organization. We're bullish about what no codes and what Creatio can do, and so we're happy to invest in driving more education around and proving out the value of the platform. So anyone who's interested in learning more about no code and would be interested in taking us up on this opportunity, please reach out to us at marketing@qnovate.com. We'd be happy to guide you through this process.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. And so Dan made a good point. No-code platform can wrap itself around your existing tech stack to extend life, to extend functionality. So yeah, we have lots of conversations how you can integrate no-code with your existing technology and create. No-code platforms do rip and replace existing applications as well, and that makes life easier. So I would say, why not? I mean, we're talking about automating workflows and digital processes. I made some bold claims. I said we can do it more quickly and faster than you'd typically expect. So please ask us to prove it here, guys. We're able to do so as soon as you'd like to learn more. Now, I believe we've got some time left. I'm sorry I cannot see the chat panel, but are there questions? You guys, we love to talk about no-code platform. I'm happy to answer any questions. Where can we start?
Yes, Michael, Daniel, we have questions. Can you share your perspective on process mining and if it can accelerate no-code process automation? Is there anything you can comment here?
I'll start by saying process mining. I hinted earlier that I'm not a technical resource. I drag and drop my way to business processes. And when it comes to mining processes, sharing best practices, I rely on my technical consultants that I bring into these conversations. So I'm sorry, Anna, I don't have a lot of technical insight about that comment. I don't know if they wanted to elaborate further. I'm happy to help. I'm not really clear on the answer.
Right. So we're going to move on to the next question. How much time does it take to create one business app with no code?
How much time do you have? So it depends, right? When we get into that workshop, I encourage you to bring your most complicated challenge, your most complicated workflows, and we can show you how to drag and drop your way. We can create an executable application on the call as we learn about your processes. So Anna, the short answer is it depends. I mean, really, we can deliver an automated process in less than an hour for a complete application at the enterprise level to automate a complete workflow. You know, maybe just a matter of 2 to 3 days. It depends on how much time you'd like to allocate, but Dan's team can work with you to completion. And so I would just say in a matter of days, weeks, less than months.
Excellent. We have another question. What would you recommend to organizations that are thinking about investing in no code?
I would recommend you at least consider it. A lot of customers and organizations that I speak with, they do think these are bold statements and they make us prove it. And when they see how fast and how easy it is, I get a lot of comments like, you know, how come we haven't done this before? Why did it take so long for us to figure this out? So I believe that every organization, if you've got a continuous improvement type initiative or an operational excellence officer, these are the type of resources that love no code so they can iterate more quickly and easily. Everybody should at least look into it and give it a try.
I'll just add that to that point, with the offer of being able to partner with us and go through an educational workshop, there's really no commitment from besides just some time. So we're happy to walk you through and show you with the real value and the quick time to value that's available with no code.
Quick time to value. That's important, you guys. The type of applications and automations, you see immediate effect. This is not something you have to wait weeks and months to recognize the value. Rapid application development is at a whole new level with no code. And so that's why we want to prove it. Once you see it, the eye is, you know, let us prove it. Anna, what other questions do you have?
We have loads. How easy is it to integrate with legacy systems, for example, PEX systems or SAP?
Yep. So we have integrations with PEX systems, SAP, all different versions of SAP. So I like how Dan mentioned earlier, a no-code platform can wrap itself around your existing technologies. That's a way to extend additional capabilities. I have lots of organizations where they're using old legacy systems and they don't want people logging in anymore. It's about to pop or it doesn't work well or garbage in, garbage out. So until they have the opportunity to rip and replace, they can extend functionality by integrating Creatio, whether it's APIs, many different flavors of that, middleware. Again, I'm not a technical person, but I would say almost everyone that we speak with integrates a no-code platform with additional applications. These connectors, they're all in our marketplace and they're all no-code. So it makes it more easily to push and pull data out of other systems around the enterprise.
Right, and I think we have time for the final question from a question from Daniela. There are many low no-code platforms at the market. How to choose the right one?
So you're right. You have options. I will challenge that comment. There are many low-code applications out there. Low code is pretty much the predominant solution out there. And even on a no-code platform, there are still areas, if you know code, to inject that code to get even more flexible. But I will say we're from Creatio. There are not many no-code platforms out there. The ability to drag and drop with extreme customization, you don't have a whole lot of options. That's why everyone's so excited about Creatio. But really, it depends on the level of your technical resources. Some folks have a handful of folks, maybe low code speeds things up. No code takes it to a whole new level. If you find a no-code platform better than Creatio, let me know. I'd be excited to see it as well.
Excellent. Many thanks, Daniel and Michael. That was a really interesting presentation from you. And I would like to remind our viewers that in the end of this session, there will be a survey. Please feel free to complete. And we'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time for the second day of digital process and workflow automation. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great day.